I stood beneath the sky that forgot my name. Rain on my shoulders, but no one to blame. I held my faith like a photograph gone pale, fading edges of a once unshaken tale. I prayed in whispers that the dark wouldn't hear, but silence answered every fallen tear. And in the wreckage of what I believed, I wondered if you still remembered me. Still I breathe, though hope feels thin, like a distant echo deep within. If you are God beyond my pain, then speak my name again. Take me where light returns to broken souls, where mercy finds what loss has stolen. I'm holding on, though I don't understand why healing comes through wounded hands. If I am lost, don't let me stay. Call me back from the edge of grave, and in the night I cannot see, you are still here with me. I bury pieces of who I used to be in the quiet graves of memory. Every dream I let slip through my hands became the dust of unfinished plans. But in the hollow where my strength ran dry, I felt a fire I could not deny. Not in the thunder, not in the flame, but in a whisper calling my name. So I fall where I cannot stand, still reaching for a higher hand. If grace is real, then let it break this heart that fears it's far too late. Take me where light returns to broken souls, where mercy finds what loss has stolen. I'm holding on, though I don't understand why healing comes through wounded hands. If I am lost, don't let me stay. Call me back from the edge of grave, and in the night I cannot see, you are still here with me. I lost my way in the silence of doubt, but love kept finding me out. Every scar became a door to something holy I was made for. Take me where light returns to broken souls, where every ending makes me whole. I'm not afraid of what I can't control. If you are holding my soul, when all I am is ash and pain, still your mercy stays the same. You never let me leave. I've walked through years that stole my breath away, watched yesterday dissolve to shades of gray. My hands once strong now tremble when I pray, like I forgot the words I used to say. People I love now live in memory. Their voices fade like distant melodies, and I stand here, older than my fear, still asking why you kept me here. Don't have strength like I once did, only truth beneath what's hid. If you still listen, hear me now. I don't know how, but I still bow. Beneath the quiet cross I fall, where mercy hears the weakest. I cannot name, still I whisper your holy name. If grace still breathes where hearts are torn, then hold me where new life is born. Even in this one, let your light come back again. I've buried dreams in fields of dust and time, watched seasons turn like pages of my life. The mirror shows a man I barely know, but deep inside, I won't let you go. Because every loss I thought would end my song somehow became the place where I belong. Not in strength, not in what I understand, but in the trembling of your hand. I don't ask for days made new, only faith to walk with you. If every step is meant to break, then let it break for mercy's sake. Beneath the quiet cross I fall, where mercy hears the weakest call. I've lost so much I cannot name, still I whisper your holy name. If grace still breathes where hearts are torn, then hold me where new life is born. Even in this worn out skin, let your light come back again. I am not the man I used to be, but I still believe you see every tear you've planted deep inside. If this is where my story ends, then let it be where grace begins. And in the silence I am free, because you never left me.
I lit a candle in a church gone cold, where only memories still unfold. The wooden pews remember every prayer of younger days when I believed you were there. My voice is older, cracked like winter's stone, and every step feels heavier alone. Still I come with nothing left to bring except the broken faith I still can sing. If you are near, don't let me miss the fragile truth inside this mist. I've lost so much along the way, still I kneel though I can't say. Hear me in the echoes of the sanctuary, where silence speaks what words can't carry. I am the shadow of what I once was, still held together by unseen love. If mercy still remembers names like mine, then pull me back from falling time. Even with a heart worn thin and torn, let me be reborn. I've buried friends beneath the passing years, each goodbye carved deeper into tears. Their laughter lingers in the stained glass lights, like holy ghosts that fade into the night. And I've wrestled with the question of why some prayers rise while others die. But in the silence that followed pain, I heard you whisper, call my name. Not in thunder, not in flame, but softly speaking through my shame. If you are real beyond this fear, then hold me close, stay near. Hear me in the echoes of the sanctuary, where silence speaks what words can't carry. I am the shadow of what I once was, still held together by unseen still believe you hear it all. In the echoes of the sanctuary, you found the man I used to be. Not whole, not strong, but finally free from everything that weighed on me. And if this life has taught me grace, it's found me in the hardest place, where loss and love both meet and mourn. That's where I am reborn. The night was long beyond these tired eyes. I searched for answers in abandoned skies. My hands were warm from holding on to grief, like an old man clinging to what he believes. I heard the clock like thunder in the dark, every second leaving another scar. And all the prayers I buried in the dust still rose somehow, because I had to trust. Though my soul feels weak and worn, like a field after the storm, if your mercy still remains, then wash me clean again. When heaven felt far away from me, your love still reached across the sea. Through all the sorrow, all the shame, you called this broken man by name. And though these old hands shake with fear, I feel your quiet presence here. In every loss that brought me low, you never let me go. I've stood beside too many graves in rain, watched life disappear without a sound or name. The people I loved are only stars tonight, fading softly into endless light. Still somewhere deep beneath the ache, a tiny flame refused to break. Not because I understood the pain, but because your grace remained. I don't need a miracle to see, only enough faith to believe that even now with fading breath, your love is stronger than death. When heaven felt far away from me, your love still reached across the sea. Through all the sorrow, all the shame, you called this broken man by name. And though these old hands shake with
this life. I will not fear the coming night, because beyond these tears I know you'll finally bring me home. Bring me home. Bring me home. Into your light. Into your arms.
There's an old coat hanging by the door, and footsteps that won't walk this floor anymore. The house still breathes with memories at night, like shadows learning how to live without light. I sit alone where laughter used to stay, with a Bible worn by tears and age. Lord, I've asked questions I can't take back, on roads too dark for faith to track. But even now, through weakened bones, I hear you calling me back home. Not with thunder, not with signs, but with peace I cannot find. You are the last prayer I carry when my soul is tired and weary, when every piece of me feels gone. You teach this broken heart to hold on. And if these tears are all I own, still I know I'm not alone, because mercy walks beside my pain and whispers hope again. I've watched the seasons steal the years, turn strong men into silent tears. And I have stood where coffins closed, trying to trust what heaven knows. Sometimes the silence cuts so deep, I wonder if you still hear me speak. But every time I start to fall, grace meets me in it all. So let these shaking hands still rise, even if through grieving eyes, because somewhere beyond this night, your love is still alive. You are the last prayer I carry when my soul is tired and weary, when every piece of me feels gone. You teach this broken heart to hold on. And if these tears are all I own, still I know I'm not alone, because mercy walks beside my pain and whispers hope again. I am older now than yesterday.
carry, the only truth that never buried me. When the world became a colder place, I survived because of grace. And when my final night appears, I will not bow to fear, because beyond the sorrow and the rain, I know I'll rise again. So until my final breath is gone, keep my tired heart holding on. And when you call my soul someday, I'll finally find my way.
The wind moves slow through these empty rooms, carrying whispers of old perfume. Photographs fade beside my bed, like fragile conversations with the dead. I used to think that faith was strong, something unshaken all along. But grief can turn the strongest stone into a man who feels alone. Still every night before I sleep, I say your name through trembling teeth. And somewhere underneath the pain, a small light still remains. Be the candle through the rain, when my tired soul can't stand the pain. When the dark has closed every door, and I can't fight anymore. If redemption still exists for me, then let your mercy set me free. Because all I have in these worn hands is faith that barely stands. I've watched the years take more than time, steal the laughter from these eyes, and every goodbye carved in my chest left another ache I never confessed. Still in the silence after loss, I see the shadow of the cross, not as a symbol far away, but a hand that never walked away. So if my voice begins to break, let every shattered word still pray. 'Cause even drowning in my fears, I know somehow you're here. Be my journey ends tonight, lead me gently toward the light. Be the candle through the rain, through every sorrow, every grave. When my final breath grows weak, still hear this old man speak. I was lost, but not erased. I was wounded, but still saved. And when heaven calls my name, I'll walk beyond the rain. Beyond the rain, beyond the fear. I know you're near, I know you're here. There's a chair beside the window, still untouched, a quiet reminder I still miss so much. The evenings fall like ashes on the floor, and nothing sounds the way it did before. I speak to you in fragments of old prayers, through tired lungs and silver strands of hair. Sometimes my faith feels weaker than the wind, still somehow you keep drawing me back in. Lord, I am warm, but I believe even broken branches reach for trees. And though my heart has known defeat, I still fall down at your feet until my soul finds peace again. Stay beside me through the end, through every grave, through every scar. Remind me heaven's not too far. When my voice shakes in the night, be the fire that keeps me alive. 'Cause all I have when hope is gone is the faith I'm holding on to. I have buried more dreams than I can explain, watched love disappear like smoke in rain, and every road I thought would lead me home only taught me how to walk alone. But somewhere in the silence of despair, I felt your mercy waiting there, not with answers falling from the sky, but with strength enough to survive. So if these tears are all I bring, let them be my offering. 'Cause even shattered hearts can sing when touched by holy things. Until my soul finds peace again, stay beside me through the end, through every grave, through every scar. Remind me heaven's not too far. When my voice shakes in the night, be the fire that keeps me alive. 'Cause all I have when hope is gone is the faith I your own tonight. Until my soul finds peace again, carry me beyond the wind, beyond the sorrow, beyond the pain, beyond these memories and rain. And when my final moment comes and this old heart finally stops, I will rest inside your grace and finally see your face. Until my soul finds peace, I'll keep calling your name through the dark, through the pain. Amen. Amen. The morning light falls weak across the floor, like it don't recognize this home anymore. I sit alone with memories and dust, trying to rebuild what sorrow crushed. There's an old guitar beside the wall, strings worn thin from years of chords. I used to sing with fearless hands, now I barely understand why hearts must break to learn to heal, why pain can make a faith feel real. Still somewhere underneath these scars, I hear your voice inside the dark. Lord, if you still walk with me, stay close to what's left of me, because these weary eyes have seen more grief than any soul should need. Let me hear the sound of mercy when my hope is almost gone, like a river through the desert, like a hymn my mother sung. And when this old faith starts fading, like smoke beneath the storm, wrap your grace around my spirit and lead this broken soul back home. I've stood beside the hospital lights, praying strangers make it through the night. I've held the hands of dying friends, wondering where the suffering ends. Some days I questioned all I knew, if heaven really listens to. But every time I reached despair, your quiet love was waiting there. Not loud enough to stop the rain, but strong enough to help me stand. And though I carry loss like stone, you never left me there alone. So take these shaking words tonight and turn them into faith somehow. Even old wounds can find light if mercy finds them now. Let me hear the sound of mercy when my hope is almost gone.
before I go, like the church bells in the distance, calling weary sinners home. And when my eyes finally close and this tired heart is still, I will wake inside your promise, beyond the sorrow I once felt. Beyond the sorrow, beyond the night, I'll see your light. I'll see your light.
The floorboards cry beneath these aging feet. This house remembers those I couldn't keep. Their laughter lingers faintly in the hall, like distant echoes answering my call. I've watched the years carve rivers in my hands, turn hopeful boys into tired old men. And somewhere in the wreckage of my soul, I lost the parts I used to know. But every night before the dawn, I still leave the porch light on, hoping heaven hears the sound of a weary heart breaking down. If grace still knows my name tonight, then find me in this fading light. When all my prayers feel cold and weak, and tears are all these eyes can speak, I don't need answers from above, only the shelter of your love. And if redemption still remains, wash this old soul clean again. I've stood in cemeteries after rain, talking to ghosts that never answered back again. And every cross beside the road I see feels like another piece of me. Sometimes the silence feels so deep, like heaven itself has gone to sleep. But then a small piece finds my chest and holds my restless heart to rest. So even with these shaking hands, I'll try to trust what I can understand, because somewhere beyond the pain, I know you still remain. If grace still knows my name tonight, then find me in this fading light. When all my prayers feel cold and weak, and tears are all these eyes can speak, If grace still knows my name tonight, then carry me beyond this life, beyond the grief, beyond regret, beyond the fear I can't forget. And when my final breath is gone, don't leave this weary spirit lost. Just hold me close when heaven calls, and teach my soul to rest. Teach my soul to rest. After all these years, after all these tears, amen. There's a fading photograph upon my chest of the ones I love the most and lost to rest. Their voices drift like smoke through empty halls. Sometimes at night I swear I hear them call. The mirror shows a man time wore away, lines of sorrow no words could ever say. Still every morning when I rise alone, I speak your name before the dawn. Lord, I don't have much left now, only this tired heart somehow, still beating through the aching pain, still reaching out through falling rain. When the angels call me home, will you meet me at the door? Will these wounded hands finally let go of all they carried before? And if my faith was weak at times, still tell me I was yours. Because all I ever wanted was to hear your voice once more. I have walked through hospitals and graves, watched strong men bow beneath the weight, and I have asked you questions without sound. Why some souls stay while others leave this town? But somewhere in the silence after loss, I found peace beneath the cross. Not because the pain was gone, but because your love stayed strong. So if tonight my tears still fall, let them be my final song, a broken prayer heaven can hear from an old man standing here. When the angels call me home, will you meet me at the door? Will these wounded hands finally let go of all they carried before? And if my faith was weak at times,
still somehow led me to your grace. When the angels call me home and my weary days are done, I will leave behind these fears and scars and walk into your arms. No more sorrow, no more night, only everlasting light. And at last this restless soul will finally be whole. When the angels call me home, don't let me walk alone. Stay beside me, lead me home.
The church bell rings through the cold night air, and I still kneel beside this old wooden chair, with trembling hands and a heart worn thin, trying to find the faith I lost within. There were days I thought you turned away, when death took more than words could say, and every candle that I lit alone felt like speaking to a sky of stone. But somewhere deep beneath the pain, a quiet hope still calls my name, like a fire buried under snow, too small to see, too strong to go. So hear one more prayer before the dawn, from a weary soul still holding on. When all the light inside me fades, be the mercy that remains. And if redemption waits somewhere beyond these scars, beyond despair, then carry me through all I've known and lead this broken father home. I've watched the seasons steal my youth away, turn black hair silver and strong hands frail, and every grave beside the road left another weight upon my soul. Still I remember hymns my mother sang about a grace stronger than pain. So even now, through grief and fear, I whisper them so you can hear. I may not understand your ways, why some hearts leave and others stay, but if your love still reaches far, then find me where the lonely are. So hear one more prayer before the dawn, from a weary soul still holding on. When all the light inside me fades, be the mercy that remains. And if redemption waits somewhere beyond these scars, beyond despair, then carry me through all I've known and lead this broken father home. I was never strong enough to stand without your scars upon my hands, and every road that brought me grief still somehow led me to be. So hear one more prayer before the dawn, before these final years are gone, and when the shadows cover me, be the last light that I see. No more sorrow, no more pain, no more walking through the rain, just your voice calling soft and low. Shine, it's time to come back home. One more prayer one more song until you lead me home. There's a worn-out Bible by my bedside lamp, pages stained by years I can't get back. I read the verses slowly through my tears, like they're trying to calm these aging fears. The house is quiet now except the rain, and every drop still speaks their names. The ones I love, the ones I lost, the ones I laid beneath the cross. Lord, my hands are weak tonight, but I still reach toward the light. Even shattered faith can sing when it still remembers Him. This is the prayer an old man keeps when he wakes alone and cannot sleep, when the silence feels too deep to bear and grief is hanging in the air. If your mercy still has room for me, then let these chains finally release, because all I have at journey's end is faith in you again. I have stood beside too many graves, watched flowers die beside their names, and I have questioned heaven in the dark, why broken hearts must fall apart. But every time I reached despair, your quiet peace was waiting there, not loud enough to stop the pain, but strong enough to help me stay. So if tonight my voice still shakes, let every trembling word be praise, because somewhere beyond this storm, your love is pulling me home. This is the prayer an old man keeps when he wakes alone and cannot sleep, when the silence feels too deep to bear and grief is hanging in the air. If your mercy still has room for me, then let these chains finally release, because all I have at journey's end is faith in you again. I am tired, Lord, tired and worn, but not abandoned, not forgotten. And though my body fades away, your grace grows stronger every day. This is the prayer an old man keeps as he walks through
my final night arrives, keep your candle by my side. No more sorrow, no more fear, only peace beyond these years. And when I finally see your face, I'll understand amazing grace. Amazing grace. Carry me home, carry me home.
There's an old clock counting shadows on the wall, and every tick reminds me life is small. I sit beside the window every night, waiting for a sign beyond the fading light. The world moved on, but grief stayed here, like an old companion whispering in my ear. And all the names carved deep inside my soul still ache like wounds that never closed. Lord, I don't ask for brighter days, only strength enough to pray. Because even now, through all this pain, I still believe your love remains. Hear this voice left in the dark, a weary man with a shattered heart. If faith is all I have tonight, then hold it close beneath your light. And when the sorrow floods my soul, be the hand that pulls me home. Because redemption is the only song keeping this old man holding on. I've carried crosses no one else could see, silent wars inside of me, and I have fallen more times than I can say. Still somehow grace never walked away. I remember hymns from long ago, my mother singing soft and low, about a love no grave could end, a mercy strong enough to mend. So if my tears become my prayer, let heaven hear them through the air. Because somewhere past this suffering, I know redemption waits for me. Hear this voice left in the dark, a weary man with a shattered heart. If faith is all I have tonight, then hold it close beneath your light. And when the sorrow floods my soul, be the hand that pulls me home. Because redemption is the only song keeping this old man holding on. I am not afraid to fade away if you are waiting past the grave. And every scar these years have known will finally lead this pilgrim home. this voice left in the dark, no longer lost, no longer torn apart, because your grace became the light that carried me through every night. And when my final breath is gone, I will wake where I belong. No more pain, no more wandering alone. Only heaven leading me home. Lead me home through the dark, through the sorrow. Lead me home. The sky is heavy over this quiet town, like it's holding every tear I've ever found. I walk alone where memories decay, talking to ghosts that never went away. My hands are slower, my steps are worn, like a man who's lived too many storms. And every breath I take tonight feels like I'm borrowed time. Lord, I don't have much to give, only this broken way I live. But even cracks can let you in if mercy chooses to begin. Carry me under grace, beneath the breaking sky, when all my strength has learned to die, when every answer turns to dust, and all I have is failing trust. If there's redemption left for me, then let it fall so I can see that even here, even now, you never let me down. I've seen the winner take my closest friends, watch their stories reach their end. And I have asked the silent night if heaven ever hears my cries. Sometimes I feel like I've been left behind, a fading echo lost in time. But then a stillness fills the air, and I know somehow you are there. Not in thunder, not in flame, but whispering my fragile name, turning sorrow into song, telling me I still belong. Carry me under grace, beneath the breaking sky, when all my strength has that won't let go. Carry me under grace, beneath the breaking sky, where all my losses learn to fly, where every wound becomes a door to something holy, something more. And when my final night arrives, let mercy close my tired eyes and lead me where I'm finally free, into eternity. Under grace, I am home. I am home. The morning breaks, but I don't feel the sun. Just empty spaces where my life has gone. The chair beside me knows your name too well, like it remembers stories I can't tell. I walk the halls of what I used to be, a quieter man than memory. And every breath I take feels like a cost of all the love I've had and lost. Lord, I don't come here with pride, only wounds I cannot hide. If you still listen to the weak, then hear me speak. Hear me speak. Let my tears become a prayer tonight, in the silence of this fading light, when everything I know is gone and I can't tell right from wrong. If there's mercy still for me, let it find me on my knees, because all I am, I surrender here, where my tears become prayer. I've buried dreams beneath the cold ground, watched hope dissolve without a sound. And friends I love now live in sky beyond the reach of asking why. But still I feel an unseen hand that helps this broken heart to stand, not by strength, not by control, but by a grace that holds my soul. So I don't need to understand, just take this trembling, aging man and turn my sorrow into song. If I've been lost, lead me home. Let my tears become a prayer tonight,
Because all I am, I surrender here, where my tears become prayer. I have nothing left to prove, only faith to walk me through every shadow, every scar. Still you meet me where I am. Let my tears become a prayer tonight. Turn my darkness into light. When my voice can speak no more, still I stand outside your door. And if grace is what I need, let it fall and set me free. Because even broken souls are near, where tears become prayer. Oh, where tears become